Hi guys, welcome back to the channel for another video. So today I am with the Maruti Suzuki XL6 that's sitting right behind me, as you can see. And special thanks to RD Motors Jorhat for allowing me to shoot this video, which also happens to be one of the largest Maruti Suzuki showroom here in Northeast. So the showroom details will be given in the description below, and also right now you can see running on the screen. Make sure you make an inquiry through the numbers if you have to buy any Maruti Suzuki car and want to know any offers and all. I won't be able to tell you about those in details. So moving forward to the XL6, it's actually based on the Maruti Suzuki Ertiga MPV, which happens to be a 7-seater, and this is actually a much higher or premium variant over the Ertiga, and it's available only via Nexa. So it is available with captain seat, so it's a 6-seater, so much more luxurious on the inside. So today I will give you a full walk around of the car, like how it feels on the interior, what are the more features that's available, and also give you the drive impression of the car, like how it feels out on the road. So without any further delay, let's now first start with the walk around, and then I'll give you the drive impression. So keep watching the video till the end. The Suzuki XL6 is a 6-seater premium MPV based on the Suzuki Ertiga MPV. It's sold exclusively via Nexa showrooms, as it is priced much more premium than the Ertiga, so it's offered with premium features both on the exterior and interior, and as such it gets full LED headlights and tail lights, and much more smarter looking front end, and few more added bits here and there to make it look better. Since it's based on the Ertiga, mechanically it is similar and also has the same dimensions, like similar length and even the same wheelbase. It's even powered by the same 1.5 liter naturally aspirated petrol engine with mild hybrid tech that aids to fuel economy. However, when you go inside, the XL6 feels much upmarket with better use of materials all over. It even gets pretty comfortable captain seats for the second row, and Suzuki offers the XL6 in just two trim levels, that is Jetta and Alpha, and both the trims gets only the captain seats as options. So that's it. Let's now start the video with walk around, where I will show you various details and then give my drive impression of the car, and you will know if the XL6 is worth to buy over the Ertiga itself. So let's get started. So like always, starting with the keys, you will get two keys. Obviously smart keys. One side there is the Suzuki logo. There is also a slider here to pull out the physical key, and other side there are two buttons, lock and unlock button. Fairly simple key. No dedicated button for opening the tailgate, and also no dedicated button for follow me headlight as such, because this is the base trim level. XL6 is offered with two trim levels, Jetta and Alpha. This is the base Jetta variant, so no follow me headlamp and no automatic headlights. So few things are excluded from this trim. The base trim, the Alpha trim, get all those things, like there is reverse parking camera, also follow me headlight and automatic headlights and all such things. Now coming to the front fascia of the car, you can see the split grille type setup. There is a huge large Suzuki badging done here. The chrome strip runs across from the headlight and across the grille and to the other side of the headlight. So neatly placed is the DRL here, LED DRL. So both the base and top variant comes with full LED lights, and here are the headlights. So 4 LED elements are there, individual elements, 1 2 3 4, multi-reflector type LED headlight, not projector type setup. And here is the halogen indicator. Down under here are the LED fog light. That visibility or the throw of the lights is very good, and obviously because it's LED, I don't think the fog light here and down under here gets a cornering function, and this is the same setup that you see in every other Suzuki car like Brezza and all. So that's it, but the light is different. And obviously on these sides there are the lower beam, this is the higher beam, so nothing much more to say. And now talking about more about the design and all, the front design of the XL6 is different than the Ertiga, and it's actually based on the Ertiga, as I already mentioned, and as such the front design is different as it is sold via Nexa, so it's a much premium car over the Ertiga. the Suzuki XL6 is a premium car over the Maruti Suzuki Ertiga MPV, and as such, the XL6 is sold exclusively via Nexa outlets. But since the Nexa showroom here at Jorhat is under construction, currently all the Nexa products are sold from Maruti Suzuki Arena. But the Nexa showroom will be opening very soon near to the Maruti Suzuki Arena showroom. And you can see little bit of body cladding down under there, and also on the sides. Here you can see the sides and all. So body cladding run across the wheel arches and all to give it a little bit of rugged type look. And looks are actually subjective, so I can't say much more about that, but according to me, I like the front fascia or the design of the Ertiga much more because it gives that projector type setup and all. But looks are always subjective, but it looks smart, not bad. A little bit of rugged SUV type look is given. So again, there is skid plating here, like SUV type look is given. So obviously plastic skid plating, nothing any special things, and as such no parking sensor in front, place to put your license plate. Then there is the place for tow hook and all, also obviously this side fog light and all. So that's it. Now coming to the side profile, this is the side profile of the car. It actually a very long car, not very long, but it's long. It's above 4.7 meters and the wheelbase is slightly more than 2.7 meters. So the interior spacing is really very nice, and it runs on 15-inch wheels. Obviously black colored or grayish type color is given. I don't know if the camera is doing a good job or not. You can see gray type finishing, glossy obviously, and the section is 185/65 R15. So the XL6 is offered with only 15-inch alloy wheels, and these are gloss black type alloy wheels. Front gets ventilated disc brakes, rear gets drum. But when you look from the sides, the wheels doesn't go with the size of the car. 16 inches could have been given, but it's only available with 15 inch. Then down under here you can see side skirting, skid plating type given, so it will help or protect the underbody or the side skirts from debris and all, and body cladding runs across those, and wheel arches are there. So the wheel arches are not fully rounded and neither they are squared out. In middle it's there. There is the fuel filler cap, and the fuel tank capacity will be more than 40 liters, and it will be given in the screen. Also dimension and all you can see right now in the screen in this side. So up above there you can see the roof rails, which are I don't think are functional, but seems to be functional. Obviously wing mirror, glossy finish, LED indicator integrated into this. Some black color plastic material is given to this side here. Then no shark fin antenna, normal antenna. The top spec variant also doesn't come with any shark fin antenna and all. These are the B pillars. So A pillar is not blacked out, B pillar is blacked out. C pillar also gets that plastic covering and a sort of thing. The quarter glass for the third row is big. I will get to the inside and show you more in details. Obviously this is the D pillar and it feels a little bit thick. Now coming to the rear of the car, this is the rear profile of the car, and first of all you can see lots of badging. XL6 badging here, Suzuki badging here, Smart Hybrid badging here. So and also Nexa stickering is done here. And talking about Smart Hybrid, so Maruti shares their engine with every sort of car, and as such it is mechanically similar to the Ertiga because it's based on the Ertiga, and 1.5 liter engine that you have seen on the Brezza and Ertiga. So it comes with that hybrid tech, smart hybrid tech, not 48 volt but 12 volt. A lithium battery is there for regenerative braking, and as such which assists the engine at lower RPMs, and it also aids to fuel economy. So kitna deti hai in this car if you ask, Maruti calls RI mileage is around 19 average, but I think if you trace it, it will be around 17 because the car is a bit big. Obviously front wheel driven car. And again up above here you can see high stop mount LED brake light, then washer fluid, obviously rear washer wiper is there. Then there, hope the camera is covering, there is defogger type element. Then the lights are full LED, and as you can see these are glowing. Actually it is not visible in the camera, I hope, the camera is covering. So LED halogen combination is there. Obviously wraparound treatment, arrowhead type setup, whatever the car makers call these things, but it's there. Then down under here are the reflectors. Then 4 parking sensors, 1 2 3 and 4 parking sensors I can see. Obviously a big black color glossy finish thing is given here, which is obviously plastic, and a chrome line also runs across here. Not big fan of a chrome, but chrome is there somewhere around and it doesn't look bad. So from the rear it's totally Ertiga, nothing much difference. There is difference in only the bumper here. Down under here you get skid plating. Obviously if you look under here, there is the exhaust, a real exhaust. Then there is a 15-inch steel sphere wheel. Multi-link type suspension is there. So that's there. Now let's open the tailgate of the XL6 and show you more in details about the boot space and all. So this car gets that request button type setup here. You can see the camera is covering, and there are 2 lights here. No LED light for the license plate. LED could have been given, but it's not there. And this car on road it will cost you more than 10 lakhs, so it could have been given. So the tailgate doesn't feel much heavy. Obviously 2 hydraulic struts are there, and there is also a place to put your hand and close the tailgate. So the loading area is wide enough, not bad. The loading lip is also very flat, is flush. I love this finishing, it's good. But once the seats are pulled, like the third row seating is pulled back like this, the boot space you can see it decreases. It's now around 200 something liters. Obviously we can increase it by pulling up this parcel shelf, then it becomes a little bit deep and you can put some stuff in here. Carpeting is done really very nicely, but if the seats are pulled up, the boot space is not that great. It will be similar to that of the 800 if you compare, but once you fold these seats, third row seating from here, obviously 50-50 split seat is there, and you have to also put the headrest inside, or you have to down the headrest to completely fold the seat. So the boot space increases to a awesome 580 liters, and every set of details will be given here, the correct details. So that's on the boot, and all the spare wheels down under the car, not in, you cannot access it from inside. Then these are obviously plastic metal. It doesn't feel cheap but scratchy. Obviously leather type finishing is there, and here also plastic metal. The interior liner is actually fabric, and it's a good fabric, not that type microfiber type finishing, or actually it's cloth, not that mesh type finishing you can see, not that. And there is also some place here to keep the jack and all, to neatly put the tools and everything. So the space is cleared here. No light, I cannot see any light here. And obviously 3-point seat belt for the third row. I will go inside and show you more. Cup holders are also there. So that's it. Now let me just pull this and close the tailgate and show you by going inside the interior space and all. So the rear doors, I have already told you the wheelbase of the car is around 2.7 meters. So the rear doors are very big. Look at the window size. It's exactly like the Ertiga, but few things are different. Obviously you can see the captain seats in the second row. So both the trims gets only captain seats. XL6 only gets captain seats, and that is the USP of this car. And the doors obviously open wide enough. There are bottle holder here, some pocket here to put paperwork or cloth and stuff, place to put your hand and close the door. This thing here doesn't get any soft touch type material. The Jetta variant, the Alpha variant gets that, the top speed variant. Obviously the panels, door panels look nice, and chrome treatment is done in the door handle. Not much big fan of a chrome. Satin finish looks much nicer, like yeah, but it's there, no lock button and all. Then there is the button for opening or rolling up and down the window. No auto touch function or anti-pinch function for the passenger doors, but the driver door gets that. And the loading or the going in and out of the car won't be very hard for the second row passenger, but the third row passenger have to like fold the seat from here and slide it forward. But since this gets captain seats, if I try to go inside the third row, I can go from here. I don't have to fold the seat, so kids can easily go inside from the middle. You have to do a little bit of work while coming in from this portion, but you don't need to open this like the Ertiga, so there is a plus point there. And talking about the rear or the third row seating, the third row seats are really very upright. I am not feeling very comfortable here, but there are adjustable headrests, also 3-point type seat belt. The quarter class is very big. There is a grab rail or handle here, so the fabric, you can see, it's really very good quality material is given, not that type some fiber type material. So obviously this seat also can be lifted, and the seat material is actually fabric and leather type finishing is given. So this middle portion here is fabric, here leather type material. Obviously 3-point type seat belt. I don't think Isofix child seat mount is given on the third row. No Isofix mounting is given on the third row. Obviously bottle holder here, 12-volt socket here. AC vents are not in the third row, but they are up above the roof there, and the AC, I can feel the blower is pulling, so putting air nicely, so the cabin will be cooled down easily. And obviously no USB or power socket to this side, only to the left side here. So that's on the third row seating. Obviously I have not talked about the headroom and all. The headroom is not that bad, it's good for me. I am around 5'5". I don't have any issue sitting here, but the seat is very upright. As you can see, it is very upright. Obviously adjustable headrest is given, which is good, but no Isofix child seat mount on this seat, as I have already told. And talking about under thigh support is not that great. Obviously 6-seater and 7-seater cars doesn't get good under thigh support. The leg room is not that bad for me, it's good. So kids will be comfortable here. If you are going for a long ride and all, or long drive, adults won't be comfortable here, but hopefully you can adjust. It's not that bad because the headroom will be good for people around 5'8" in the last row, because the car or the body of the car doesn't slant backward very much, so it's not that bad. And obviously knee room will be an issue if the front passenger slides it backward. So if the seat is slided to the rear completely, then knee room will be bad. The visibility is not that bad. You can see people won't feel claustrophobic here because the quarter glass is also big, the window is also big. So due to the placement of the AC vents up in the roof, no sunroof is given. And obviously there is a light placed here, which is not LED, it's halogen LED could have been given because it's a bit costly car. Now let's come to the second row seating and talk more about it. Let me close the door and put the blower to my face and all. So the second row seat is really very comfortable. Lots of headroom, 6 feet or above will be comfortable in this seat. Obviously there is a grab rail here, but no coat hook and all are there in this variant. I cannot see any coat hook and all. And the window, obviously shown you, look at the size of the window, really very nice. Now coming to the second row captain seat, obviously comfort level top notch. I'm really liking it. Obviously material in the Jetta variant comes with leather and fabric type finishing, so not bad. The rear seats or the second row seats gets Isofix child seat mount here. Adjustable headrest is there. The lumbar support is really very good. There is a teeny tiny armrest here, but it's leatherite material wrapped, so it's good. Cushioning is done good. Here the door panel doesn't get any soft touch material, but it's okay. You can keep the hands here and also keep the hand there, and you will be very comfortable. The seat also gets reclining function, which is really very good. But if you recline, the third row passenger won't have any space to sit, so it will be a problem. But you can recline if 4 person are traveling. And you can also slide the seat to the rear. And now look at the leg room. Obviously 2.7 meter, slightly above 2.7 meter the wheelbase, so the leg room is really very good. Lots of knee room, scooped out front seat. Also there is a pocket here. Let me show you. Pocket here, leather type finishing is there on the back. And talking about under thigh support is really very good. No AC vents down under here. but AC vents are here. The throw is really very nice. A button is there to control the flow of the blower. And what more, not height adjustable, obviously you don't need height adjustable seat here. The visibility, again talking about the visibility, really nice visibility, very comfortable seats. So this is actually the USP of this car. And talking about the doors now, there is a speaker here, no Twitter placed here, and obviously shown everything else, bottle holder and all. There is a power socket here. Obviously USB could have been given, but 120 watt power socket is there. Then there's few places here where you can put your phone and all, but it is not very convenient to put the phone down under there. But when charging you can put it. That's it on the second row of the car. Obviously again the AC vents and all are there. Let me go to the front, and before going let me show you a glimpse of the front dashboard and all. So this is the dashboard, really very clean design. I really like it. Maruti is good in designing their interior of the car. And let's go to the front and show you more in details about the front seat comfort and every single details of the XL6. Now coming to the front doors, obviously both the passenger and the driver's side doors, front doors gets request sensor, but since you have the key you don't have to press that, but if you press that it will lock the car. Now auto folding mirrors I can see in this variant, Zeta variant. The top Alpha variant gets that, and if I press it again it unlocks. So the front doors open really wide enough. Actually no scuff-petting on both front and rear door sills, so you can see dirt is here, so going in and out. People, the shoes, you have to put the foot a bit above, so the scratches goes up here. The door sills, scuff plating is not there, but you can obviously put aftermarket things and all. The doors really open wide enough because it's a long car, and you can see the door panels are good. I won't say very much good, it doesn't feel cheap either. The panels are nice, not much flex can be seen. Twitter is placed here. So this car comes, this variant actually, this trim level, 4 speakers on each door and 2 tweeters on front doors. And again a satin finish line is there which run across the whole dashboard and up to the other door or the co-driver side door. Then chrome handle, lock and unlock button here. So these are the electronically controllable outside ORVM or outside rear view mirror, and this is the lock and unlock button for central locking. This is the lock button for child lock button for rolling up and down the window. Then auto function, as I've already told you, is there for the driver side door. So one touch auto up and one touch auto up. So auto up down function, one touch is there. And obviously other windows doesn't get that. There's a place to put your hand and close the door. Soft touch type material is finishing is given, but this is not actually soft type. This and these are same, but little bit of different finishing is there. And obviously 1 liter bottle can be put nicely on each doors. There is some more space here to put some paperwork or cloth and stuff. Before going in, let me talk about the seat, the driver seat. Obviously the material in this Zeta variant comes with fabric and leatherette type finishing. The Alpha variant gets full leatherette seats, and the seat here is actually 6-way adjustable. Actually it's 8-way, but it's 6-way. What I call it is 6-way because it also gets height adjustability. So both the variant gets that feature for the driver side seat, not the co-driver side seat. Doesn't get height adjustment, it doesn't need even that. So it's there. Now coming to the pedal configuration, you can see 3 pedals are there: clutch, brake and accelerator. And obviously there is no dedicated dead pedal is there, but there is a little bit hump here where you can put lots of space are there. Dedicated dead pedals could have been given, but it's not given. And there is some plastic and all. Let me just put it to the other side. Before going in, let me show something more. Like there is the start stop button, I will tell you. Then there is that automatic start stop or ideal system, because this car is hybrid, so it gets that. There's the headlight leveler switch, dummy button. I wonder what it is for, but there I guess is for ESP. This should not be given actually by the car makers. It actually takes spaces and people wonder what it should be there. Dummy button should be excluded. Down under here there is the knob for opening the fuel cap. Obviously not magnetically operated, it's actually spring mechanism. Then There is a place to put some coins and keys here. It's deep, not that deep, but you cannot keep phone and all here. And for opening the hood, you have to pull the knob here. The steering also gets tilt adjustability. I will show that once I go inside. So let me just go inside the car and show you more about the front interior, like seat comfort and all. So coming to the interior of the XL6, the seat is really very comfortable, and the headroom, as you can see, not an issue. And if you want some commanding view, then you can obviously increase the seat height and have a commanding view. So my height is around 5'5". I am very comfortable in this seat. I can easily reach the pedals, as the seat is 6-way adjustable, so it's there. And obviously you can have commanding view, as you can see. Headroom, no issue. 6-footers and above will be comfortable, because this also gets height adjustable driver side seat. And I'm not talking about Ertiga, I don't want to talk it right now, but about XL6, it's there in both the variants, base variant and also the top spec alpha variant comes with height adjustable driver side seat. Then what more, obviously sunset in this variant doesn't get any vanity mirror on the driver side, but on the alpha there is a light placement and also vanity mirror for the driver side seat. Let me put the seat a bit back, and also you can detach it from here and pull it there, but it's not much of an use because a large area is left out here where sunlight will come, so not much of an use. Obviously no auto dimming mirror here, you have to manually dim it. Sunglass holder is there, which has a nice mechanism. Light is placed here. LED could have been given, but no halogen. Obviously again some mic and speaker situation is here. Obviously this is the light switch. And to the co-driver side, the sunset, obviously there is airbag warning and all. Mirror is there, no light placement is there, and you can also detach it and all. No handle for the driver's side, because you don't actually need that handle for the co-driver side. There is also AC vent here, so the blower works really nicely. And there is a very small armrest here for both the driver and co-driver. It actually slides, not bad, but it's not much of an use actually if your hands are really very short, and if you are putting your seat to the front, you cannot reach by putting the hand here and the steering wheel. You can see you cannot reach it, so not much of an use. And also it's very teeny tiny, so you have to slide it back to open it. And there is a space, some space here. You cannot actually keep a phone here, a small phone like any bar phone you can keep, not smartphone. Not much of an use, but keys and all can be kept here. Then there is obviously the manual handbrake. Then the gear knob or the gear lever is actually 5-speed gear. It comes with 5-speed gear, front wheel drive obviously, and doesn't get leather wrapped knob, but the material and down under here has leather top finishing. 2 cup holders here which get cool function, which is really nice actually. There is a place here to put phone here, so you can keep the phone here, not bad. And there is a power socket here, 12 volt. There is also a USB socket here with a auxiliary 3.5mm headphone jack. So this USB socket is for connecting your phone to this screen for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And coming to the glove box, no pull function, no light placed here. It's not even very deep, but paperwork can be kept and all, so nothing much more any like special and all. The center console doesn't look very flimsy, it is put nicely together. There is a satin finish here, you can see also here satin finish. And there is obviously I've shown you the gear lever and all, nothing much more. Now coming to the steering wheel, obviously multifunction steering wheel. It doesn't get leather wrap treatment in the Zeta variant, the top alpha variant gets that. And then there are function for the volume and all for this screen. I'll come to the screen a bit. There is a dedicated mute button here, no volume knob for the screen. it should be given, but steering mounted controls are there, which is not bad. Suzuki logo here, SRS airbag written here. So dual airbags are there. In terms of safety, this car has scored, like the Ertiga has scored 3 stars, so it's based on the Ertiga, so it will be same. And obviously flat bottom steering wheel, the steering wheel also gets cruise control here, control is here, then for setting it. So this side dedicated for cruise control. There is a little bit of satin finishing running across here and also here the circle, and obviously Suzuki badging is done here. The steering also get tilt adjustability, so you can see tilt adjustability steering wheel. And obviously this variant doesn't get automatic headlight and as such, so you can see here. And fog light placement or the light switch is here, so the controls are easily reached from the steering wheel. Also the wiper controls are here. There is also rear washer wiper, as you can see. You can see the rear washer wiper is working. Hopefully you can see that. And obviously the front washer wiper, the spray on offer is also really very nice, and it covers a wide area. The wipers covers a wide area. Now coming to the instrument console, this is the analog digital instrument console. Let me just turn it off and show you the animation and all again. Obviously to start you have to press the clutch and brake. So to the left side there is the analog tachometer, and to the right side there is the analog, or yes, analog obviously, speedometer. Also there is a analog fuel meter here and heat meter here. So in the middle there is a TFT LCD screen which works as an MID. There is also a light placed up above here for eco mode and all. Obviously lots of telltale lights are there. Then this screen here can be controlled from the knob here actually. So if I press this, you can navigate for that time. Outside temperature is also shown, trip A, trip B, then torque and power figures are also shown. Then the regenerative motor or this car hybrid system, how it's working, it's shown here. So everything is shown. It's a really very nice display. And one thing I really like very much is when I turn off the car and open the door, you can see the screen is actually showing the XL6. The door is open. It's visible to my eyes. I don't know what the camera is covering or not, but the rear lights can be seen. The down under there, the skid plating also can be seen. The top high stop and brake light, the roof rails, everything is on the top view is given, which is really very nice feature. The Maruti cars which come with this screen exactly shows what car the people are sitting in, which is really very nice. Obviously smart hybrid stickering or is written inside there. So that's about the instrument cluster. Let me now show you about the other interior details. So the chrome line, as I've already told you, runs across there. The dashboard, or the obviously the dashboard gets different types of materials here. So up above here, little bit scratchy, the leather finishing is given. Then I really liked how the AC vents are incorporated. So straight lines run across. There is AC vent here, and also here, and also here, and also above here, and there are there. So tweeter is placed on that door panel there near to the A pillar. So this finishing here gets that wooden type veneer type finishing. And obviously there is the hazard light switch. These are the controls for the AC. Auto AC is there, no dual zone functionality is not there. And this wooden type veneer finishing runs across the doors, so it really looks nice. This is the screen that you will see in every sort of Maruti Suzuki car, 7-inch screen that comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and very nice crisp screen. It response is also good. And obviously I will connect my phone and give you the sound check, or how the sound system in this car actually sounds. So but before that, if I put the car into reverse, you cannot see the parking assist because this variant doesn't get reverse parking camera, but it has actually reverse parking sensor, so the sensor will show up here. And about the screen and all, you already know if you have been in any Maruti car. So everything is there. You have to connect it via Bluetooth and all is there. So let me now connect the phone to this screen and show you how the music system in this car sounds. So for increasing volume, you have to increase from here. A knob would have been great, but you can also increase from the steering mounted control here. So let's increase the volume. So that's how the music system of this car sound. It's fairly decent. I won't say it is super excellent like other sound system that I have seen in Tata and all. It's decent. Distortion can be felt here and there because this doesn't get 3D sound system and all those things. Fairly simple 4 speaker and 2 tweeter system, and it's nice. It does its job. This system or the infotainment system here also gets voice command here and calling function. Every sort of things are there. Navigation is there. Obviously Android Auto is there, so, and also that crappy Apple CarPlay. So that's everything on the interior of this XL6. Now let me just pop up the hood and show you the engine bay and talk about little bit about the engine of this car, and then I will give you the drive impression of the XL6. So this is the engine bay of the XL6. Talk about the engine. Let me first talk about the hood and all. Insulation is given. Obviously the hood doesn't feel much cheap. It's of good quality metal is used, and obviously there is the no hydraulic struts. Obviously what am I talking hydraulic strut, how can it be given in the car like this, but it should have been given. Then this is the engine, K15B 1.5 liter engine that you have seen in every single Maruti Suzuki car, and obviously naturally aspirated hybrid tech is there. This is not the starter generator, actually this is the AC compressor. The starter generator is somewhere there inside there. That's the starter generator actually, so somewhere there it's there, and the ABS motor is there. Obviously ABS EBD is there in this car as standard. And this engine, talking about power figure, it makes 105 horsepower, 130 Newton meters of torque. Obviously 4-cylinder engine, and it is the same engine you have seen in every single Maruti Suzuki car like Brezza and all, and also Ertiga, same engine. So Maruti shares their engine and tech like hybrid system and all. And obviously the engine bay looks clean. There is lots of space and all, like blank spaces. There is insulation in the firewall, so the heat doesn't go inside and all. And obviously the NVH level of this car is good because I have been in this car like the XL6 before, and it's really good. The Ertiga is also good, not that bad, because this car are priced really above 10 lakhs and near to that, so it's there. Obviously plastic material is used for hiding all those unelegant parts of this engine bay. And that's everything on the engine of the car. And let's now go for the drive impression, because as I've already shown you the interior and exterior details of the car, let's now just go for the drive impression and tell you how this car or the XL6 feels out on the road, and then I'll conclude the video if it's worth buying or not, or above the or over the Ertiga. So let's do that. So right now driving the XL6 top variant. The car that I reviewed or shown you was the Jetta variant. This is the Alpha variant. It comes fairly with the same engine. A few more changes are there in the top Alpha variant, that the seat covers are made of leatherite or leather material. Then the steering also gets leather wrapped steering wheel, which actually feels really nice to hold. And right now talking about visibility, as you can see the visibility of the car is really very good. The NVH levels are well maintained. The outside rear view mirrors offers really nice viewing angles. The inside rear view mirror also offers nice viewing angle. This doesn't get auto dimming function, it's manual, it gets manual dimming. The sunsets work fairly nicely. There is a vanity mirror in the top variant with light placed here. The Jetta variant doesn't get that. And then talking about NVH level alone, I've already told you the tire noise cannot be heard much. The engine is offered like in the Brezza is same. The cooling is really very good. There it gets a little bit vocal above 3000 rpm, but that it's a naturally aspirated engine and it's a very lovely engine. It's very peppy. Down under the rev range it pulls really very nicely. So these are the things that you will get to see in Indian roads, cows everywhere. So like you see, it pulls really very nicely, but it becomes a bit vocal. So the gear, 5-speed manual gear, it's very slick to shift and it's really very nice. So obviously the car is actually driven, so the clutch is really nice. The brakes are really very progressive. It doesn't really bite very hard. So ABS EBD is standard nowadays, and this car also gets ABS and all, pre-tensioner seatbelt. Also you have seen height adjustable seatbelt. So these everything are good, and the sitting comfort is really very nice. The road here is good actually, so the sitting comfort not much of an issue. Bumps cannot be felt. Rims on 15-inch wheels, as I have already shown you. The AC is really very nice. The handling is actually good. The car is a bit tall, even then there is not much body roll that can be felt. The steering really is light at lower speeds and gets heavy at higher speeds. So there is the BAP of all MPV, the mighty Innova. And we are on the XL6 from Maruti Suzuki. So the viewing angles are really very nice, commanding view. It gets height adjustable seat, so I can really increase and decrease the height of the seat. And the controls are also nice, like headlight controls and all. The top spec variant comes with auto headlight, as I can see right now. The instrument cluster is also really very nice. The viewing angles are good out on sunlight. So obviously bumps cannot be felt. The seat cushioning is done really very nicely. Then there's the S-Cross. So around bed patches, the bumps cannot be felt very much. The suspension is really very nicely tuned, but tire noise can be heard, which is obvious. In this price segment you can hear that, and little bit of vibrations can be felt, which is also very normal. But the comfort levels are really very nice. I have to say Maruti has done really nice work with the XL6, and I think it feels much better and much plush than the Ertiga itself. And obviously it's a premium car, so they have actually done nice work on it. And you can see I am right now going through very bad patches and very less jerks can be felt, and I am in second gear and it's really pulling very effortlessly. The engine is really very peppy. Maruti cars are known for that. While the Ertiga MPV is available in 4 trims and starts at Rs 7.96 lakh ex showroom and goes up to Rs 9.98 lakh for the top spec ZXi Plus manual variant, the XL6 base Jetta trim starts at Rs 9.94 lakhs and goes up to Rs 10.58 ex showroom for the top Alpha manual trim. And with more premium, it offers much more comfort, like plus captain seats in the second row, full LED headlights and tail lights, black colored interior, a more rugged design, and a much plus ride. And I think it's a good deal over the Ertiga. So that's it. That's my drive impression of the Maruti XL6 top spec variant with the petrol manual. And if you have watched the video till now, make sure you like the video and also subscribe to my channel and press that bell notification icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel. So that's it for today. Bye.